you can count on. This is KCBD News Channel 11 at 10.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
City of Lubbock property owners may get hit with a pricey plumbing bill after the city council voted to change an ordinance. For years, the city handled repairs or replacements to private sewer lateral lines in public right-of-ways like streets or alleys.
But that's no longer the case. Investigative reporter Shaylee Kidwell explains in tonight's Ordinance Outrage.
Mackenzie Buckner purchased her first home about 5 years ago.
It didn't feel real till the first night I stayed here. And then, of course, it definitely felt real when I made the first payment on the house.
But Home Sweet Home hasn't smelled so sweet lately.
I was met with this ungodly odor, just smelled like an outhouse.
She says she called a plumber who told her the issue was in the alley, a public right-of-way, which meant the city's pipeline maintenance crews would handle the repairs.
It started a week-long ordeal of trying to get a response from the city. By this point, I have other people's sewage in my backyard, and that's a health hazard to me, my dogs.
Lubbock homeowner Jenny Bowler also had a sewer line issue in her alley and says it took city crews weeks to respond.
I contacted them every couple of weeks just to check on it. In the meantime, the overflow is spilling out into the backyard.
Lubbock City Manager Jared Atkinson says the process was inefficient.
It did generate a lot of complaints, a lot of really coordination type issues.
This is one of the reasons why the Public Works Department recommended an amendment to the ordinance, which the council approved in October. It went into effect in January.
It allows a licensed plumber to do that work all the way from the home to where the sewer main is.
The ordinance requires property owners to hire city-approved contractors to complete the work. But the licensed plumbers we spoke to, like Willa Rousa with Flatland Plumbing, say they were just as surprised as homeowners to learn of the change.
I called in for a lateral repair, and the lady at the office said they no longer do it, that it's now the customer's responsibility.
When you heard that, what was your immediate thought?
I was like, that's expensive.
Some of the plumbers who I've spoken with said that they were not contacted about this change. Who was responsible from the city for contacting the licensed plumbers in our area?
The Public Works Group, which is who put the change to the ordinance together and recommended it, they did meet with the plumbers. Did they meet with all of them? I don't know. Probably not.
When the Public Works Department presented the amendment to the council, staff estimated it would reduce city operational and capital improvement costs by an estimated $800,000 annually. And while the city is now saving money, property owners tell us they're getting hit with big bills.
I got the estimate in, and that's, $6,500. It's like nobody has that money. So, I don't know how they're expecting homeowners to pay for something that's on the city property.
Homeowner Zeke Patton says he paid a plumber to replace the line in his backyard, only to learn there were more issues with the line in the right-of-way.
So we ended up contacting the city, and they told us that basically they're not responsible for it anymore, and there's a list of plumbers that we would have to call to do the alley work.
Patton says his plumber, also surprised by the news, hadn't applied to be on the city's list, so he had to hire another company to finish the work.
They came out and told me it was going to be $3,500. And we're in such a rush because we haven't had a sewer line for a week and a half to 2 weeks that drains. We don't have time to shop around and see who else is going to do it. I've called about 3 or 4 other plumbers just trying to get a ballpark estimate, and nobody will tell me without coming out to look, and they're all backed up.
We took property owners' concerns to councilman and mayoral candidate Mark McBrayer.
Did city council have any idea that it would be this expensive for homeowners when we switched the ordinance?
I certainly didn't. When it came to us, it seemed like a good decision based on the information we had. I had no idea how much that might cost.
Councilman and mayoral candidate Steve Massengill says he stands by the council's decision.
Is the cost of that last piece of the line, that small piece of the line, should your neighbor pay for that, or should you pay for that? And at the end of the day, it's the property owner's line, and I think that's why I can justify supporting the policy change.
Patton says the estimate on the portion of line in the public right-of-way is high.
8 foot of alley work is more expensive than the whole inside line.
And these property owners have theories on what caused the damage to begin with.
The cause was not actually the sewer tap itself, but the lateral line that was connected to the sewer line where the dump truck drives over it. And the settlement over the years has caused it to where it's no longer a downgrade on it. It has a portion of it that flows uphill, which is preventing the sewer line from completely draining.
I'm not driving down my alley to crush these sewer taps. I feel like it's utility vehicles that are doing it and garbage trucks that are doing it. And I don't think that it's fair to not maintain what infrastructure's here in the alley and then push it off onto the homeowners.
The people that I spoke with, they think that it could be the trash truck. If it's a city vehicle that could possibly be causing the damage, they don't think they should be responsible for paying for that.
They're welcome to get with us, and we'll look into that. Remember, the most common cause of failure is just age of the line. The second, it's going to be usually where trees and roots and things have gotten into it. Once the line leaves your property line, your fence in the example that we've been using, it generally starts to dive down pretty quick and get pretty deep. So I would not say that that's not possible. I would say it's probably not likely.
Oh no, we've seen it. We see it all the time, where the sewer line, where the trash trucks will run, and it's just dirt. It washes out, of course, and with the weight of the trucks, it's going to crush it. It's going to push down on the pipes.
If I put you on the spot here, is this something you will take to council?
Yeah, I'll ask us to revisit it. So we need to be responsible with how we address that issue and not unnecessarily push problems off on the homeowner if there's a better way to do that. So I'm certainly happy to, and I will be asking us to take a look at that again.
We had a hard time finding the list of city-approved contractors. We also had trouble locating the information needed for licensed plumbers to apply for a right-of-way permit, which is required to be a city-approved contractor. City staff sent us that information, which we've included with this story on our website. If you think a city vehicle is responsible for damaging your property, you can file a claim. You'll also find that information on our website, and we'll let you know if the council takes up this ordinance again. Karen and Abner.
Thank you, Shaylee.